All right, guys. I had somebody ask me to do a video on the discrimination that I experience as a psychic. I mean, the first thing right off the bat that you got to understand, guys, is that most people don't even consider it to be discrimination. It's so acceptable to disbelieve and to see somebody as a scammer when they say psychic that like you don't even think twice. People don't even think twice about it. What do I mean by that? Okay, so I have a cousin that says, "Well, if you could predict the stock market, why aren't you filthy rich? Where's the money?" So let's put that into context. Okay, first off, um, the answer to that one question determines whether or not I'm a psychic, and then two, that's like me saying to an analyst who says I have a 98% accuracy, and you say, "Oh yeah, well where's the money?" I mean, whether or not he has money has nothing to do with whether or not he has 98% accuracy. Life happens. There's a million things that could happen. Like it's just so stupid, but people like, oh, okay, because it's acceptable to discriminate towards a psychic. Being a psychic, that's a character trait, right? People are discriminated not just by the color of their skin and their religion, by the language that they speak, by the clothes that they wear, if they went to prison, their height, do they have a physical handicap, are they mentally ill? I mean, like there's a million things. Nobody would look at me and think that I'm first generation. I mean, nobody would. I'm just like I've had people tell me that like I don't know, I wouldn't understand because I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I've been homeless. I was homeless trying to figure this out. You understand? Rather than have a real job, I spent all my time trying to do this for the majority of my younger years. And I was homeless and I struggled and people told me I was a fool and I kept doing it, right? And for the betterment of society, not for the money, but to prove that it can be done and that anything is possible. But you get these people that are so certain that they don't even look at the evidence. The evidence is overwhelming. It's overwhelming. I know every single person that's left a negative comment, and there's like a handful. I could probably count it on one hand. So how about that? With those people, every single one of them, they commented on a prediction I know they didn't look at. Some of them before the prediction could have even like come to fruition, like before it was even that time in the year they didn't bother to look. So they got blocked. They'll never see 98% average accuracy, accurate predictions by the hour of the S&P 500. They'll never see them because they were too much of a wicked individual. And then you get these people that like I got suspended temporarily on TikTok live twice a week apart because somebody thought they were doing like the right thing by reporting the scam psychic. It doesn't matter that I wasn't asking for money at any time, nor was I've had people offer me money, and I'm like, no, I'm not trading your money, dude. I don't know. Like, why would I need to do that, right? But they don't bother to do that. They just report, and you get suspended. And so, like today, I found out that Twitter has permanently banned my account. I appealed. If they don't appeal, I may take it to court. And guess what, guys? It would be a landmark historic case. I would win. The evidence is overwhelming. You cannot argue. When I say, like, when I'm predicting by the hour a stock chart, and then the next day you see the stock chart, and what I said by the hour happened on the stock chart, how do you argue with that? You cannot argue with the truth. And I wasted so much of my life giving a crap about these negative people. They don't care about the truth. They care about being right. They'll always come up with another thing because they would make them question everything about their reality. So instead, they do what seems so acceptable these days is they discriminate on psychic. You guys think it's easy like it's a total gift to be a psychic. There's so many difficulties that come into your life as a psychic. When I meet people, hey, what do you do? Do I tell them I'm a psychic? Damn straight I tell them I'm a psychic. I don't lie about anything. Sometimes you catch yourself. But like I got nothing to hide. I'm a psychic. They believe me or not. But you want to know how many of those people are just like, oh, he's a scam artist. Oh, he's trying to impress me. Like women when I meet a woman, she thinks I'm trying to impress her. Like, I'm a psychic. What, am I going to lie? Hell no. I'll tell you the truth, but it's an isolating situation. And then you have things like where I tried to launch a Kickstarter twice, and the big companies like Facebook and Google and Wix, they wouldn't allow me to do advertising because they didn't want to support a scam. Where's the scam? Where's the scam? If there was a scam, my friends, then how come when you look at this chart on YouTube, this is my lifetime chart, and you can see my very first video was posted on, looks like around August, like around August 1st, likely, right around there. So just about a year. And what we see now is this huge, like, look at this trajectory. You don't do that. You don't get that from being a scam. Okay. You don't have, let's put it on a 28 day. You don't have a 2,400 more views than usual, like, because it's a scam. Like, but people, I mean, I had this person comment, and he like, I spent all this money to create an advertisement. We posted it on Facebook. And I'm like, yeah, this is going to save our asses. I lost so much money to figure out how to do this, guys. So much money. It made my life so difficult. You have no idea. And so, like, I finally figure out how to do it. I'm trying to get the word out to help people. I could keep it to myself. And you have these nasty individuals that think they're doing good, and they just report you for no reason. Or better yet, they blast on your ad that you spent all this, like, your last dollar on, and they're like, oh, this is a scam. They have like an animated scam arrow pointing at your post, and you mess with them like, dude, this isn't a scam. Go look at the evidence. It's 100% truthful. You need to go look at the evidence before you start trying to tell people it's a scam. That's just messed up. And he's like, I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm like, that's the most messed up thing. God's going to come down. I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it. Like, are you joking? What a psycho. And I'm sure he thought he was doing the right thing. He was being a bigot. It's discrimination not to just judge a book by its cover and then remove possibilities and treat them differently because of the way that, like, that's discrimination. Just because it's something that you don't believe doesn't make it not discrimination. There's plenty of people out there. I have news for you, do-gooders that report for no reason. The universe is going to come down on you so hard. You do not mess with people that are on a holy path, a spiritual path to better mankind. Something like that, you don't mess with an individual like that. The universe will take care of it for you. And it's just the way it is. So have fun with that. But I mean, it's like, it's acceptable. For whatever reason, it's acceptable to treat people like this. Like, Twitter just blocked me for no reason. All you have to do is go to YouTube and you'll see they're 98%. That means the majority of my posts, 9.8 out of 10 posts, are 100% accurate. And the way that we record them is, if I say 10 statements and 9 of those are correct and 1 of them is false, that's a 90% accuracy. And you can measure each of those statements on a stock chart that everybody else can see. You cannot argue this. I would win in a discrimination case against these big companies, and it may come to that because I'm so sick of being held down. I'm trying to help humanity here. And I'm sacrificing my life to do it. I sacrificed my social life, financial success for a long, long time. I mean, I've sacrificed self-confidence, all the people talking down to you because you're just crazy, you're trading with tarot cards. I sacrificed so much of my life for the betterment of mankind. And you, my friend, there's a guy that was like, oh, this person's actually harming society's progress. What he does is cold reading, where he'll look at your shoes. Look at your shoes. I'm predicting a stock, you moron. What did the stock walk into my office, sit down with Nikes on, and I know that they play sports? Are you a fool? And so I get into an argument with this guy, and I tell him he's treating me the way that gay people were treated in the 80s. You know what he says to me? Oh my God. He says to me, as a homosexual, I don't appreciate you making a comparison to my people. Are you kidding me? Did you ask what my sexuality is? Do you have any idea who I am? No, you just automatically assume because you're a bigot. And that's the kind of discrimination that I deal with. It's not just people talking crap online. It's women that otherwise were like into you. They find out what you do when they ask you, and then next thing you know, they're walking away. Missed opportunities, missed social outgoings or whatever. I mean, there's a ton. Eating tuna fish from a fucking can for a year, sleeping on an air mattress for 9 years. And there were moves in there. I slept on an air mattress for 9 years of my life. The majority of my life, up until my 30s, I didn't own a mattress. I was sleeping on a couch or somebody else's mattress or on an air mattress. This was all so that I could discover how to do this. And I'll tell you guys, if you actually do care, I'll tell you. All right, guys, sorry about that. My dog was barking, somebody at the door. So I'll tell you what I'm doing. So you got to understand, this isn't prediction as much as it is manifestation. Right? It's a multi-dimensional reality. We all have our own reality, which is controlled. You don't want to hear it. It's controlled by your thoughts. There's a time delay between the manifestation and your thoughts. At least this is my reality. And all of realities are separate. They're different, but they're synchronized because it's infinity. I don't know how else to explain it. Infinity is always synchronized with infinity. There's no such thing as time. There's no such thing as space. They're like subsections of infinity. Infinity, yeah. So multidimensional reality. I'm just making sure that I'm driving myself into that frame of reality. It's a multi-dimensional reality. And the way that you do that is by intentional thought, intentional words, intentional actions. It's taken me a long time to figure out how to do it, but that's what this is. This is the law of attraction, my friends. We take into account that the universe is made up of the golden ratio. It's another thing that's sacred geometry. There's patterns to everything. And how about entanglement, quantum entanglement? That's harnessed here as well, because what I'm using are symbols from an ancient system called the Tarot. They're pictorial images, but they're associated with very specific energies in the universe. And they basically are like a mini version of the great fractal. We can't see the fractal because we're inside of it. We can't see the full pattern because we're inside of it. But you can see a smaller version of it because it's a pattern within itself, within itself, within itself. So you can find a smaller version of the pattern and then extrapolate data from that and associate it with the greater pattern and figure out where you are on the greater pattern. That's basically what I'm doing. That wouldn't exist without multidimensional realities. That wouldn't exist if thoughts weren't the cause of reality. That wouldn't exist if we all had the same reality. I mean, the list goes on. This is all real stuff. And people they're just so certain in their reality that they're not willing to question it, to the point that they'd rather be a bigot. Otherwise, people that might have been a good person, they succumb to like this negativity and they act with such poor behavior. It's despicable. The things that society could accomplish if we understood that we all had a different reality, like the angers that would disappear. And that's there. That will be proven someday. Hopefully, I'll be somebody in there who provided proof, because that's what we're doing every day. We are proving metaphysical laws by applying them practically to the physical. Some people don't like that, but guess what? You should probably check it out while I'm still here, because at some point, like, something will have to happen. The accuracy is just too accurate. Like, the whole world can't know about it. Hopefully I'll make a ton of money before then, and I'll change the economy. I will change it. I will put the money back where it needs to be, in the hands of good people, not rich people, not poor people, not Democrats, not Republicans, not Green Party, not blacks, not whites. That. It's for good people, period.